Hello and welcome to episode 299 of Tenno Clock, because we never stop. Just like a clock. I don't know. I am MDRLOz. We also have Xeno as always. And for our special guest this week, we have the amazing artist, Sillfix. I think I'm saying it right, I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, you said it right.
Yay!
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming. we love weekly luring people into this random thing where we will now sit and moan about, well, and discuss and mumble about Warframe for about an hour and a half. So, as we start every week, we have the emblems, and it is the guest's job to decide which is the best emblem of the week by whichever criteria they wish. This is my now new secret dance to make sure I win. Okay, so Sillfix, on your screen, you have two emblems. One is a very white and black circular one, and then the one is a very colourful winged thing. Yeah. Right, which emblem have you decided, with all your artistic ability, is the best? And why?
I actually like the black and white one a lot, so I'm going with that one.
Okay.
Sweet. Loz, I have no idea what yours was. I genuinely
don't know.
I genuinely looked at it. I'm like, did someone sneeze crayons on this?
Well, at first I thought it was something winged, and then it looks like a horse in the middle, but then I saw there's actually a second head, and I thought it was the Imperial Aquila from 40k, but just with unicorn heads or something. And then I was like, I have no idea what this is, but it will now be my emblem. Yep, of the week. There we go. Well, there we go, Xeno. Well, I think yours, Xeno, if you don't, you know what yours is, right?
Yeah, it looks very Star Warsy.
It is a modified, I think, a Jedi emblem, actually. I think it's, yeah, I think it's the old Jedi Order emblem, or one of them. I'm not sure what the big circular thing in the middle is. If the big circular ring thing in the middle is that there. But anyway, you win this week. You win this week, Xeno, like every week.
I was about to say, like, don't I win most weeks?
Damn you! You have to. It's 300 next week. You have to tally up the scores, see how we're doing. So let us move on to to Dojo dusting.
Right.
What interesting news is there of the week?
Okay, so Dojo dusting. There's a couple of bits. One, TTL, sorry, it's Tactical Terror League. Episode 6 is well underway, and some of the crazy angles and shots and MacGuffins that I have forced myself into doing, I'm insane. And episode 300 is next week, so I think that's all of the...
Will it be a standard episode coming out on the Monday?
It will be a standard Monday episode, yeah, because like I'm not a fan of dealing with the live streaming side of things. It's I mean, don't get me wrong, that's the sort of thing you would live stream. I'm going to try and organize some special giveaways for that episode, but it will be announced during the episode. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to the cards. Yes? It's very grainy. I can't really tell if you're moving in the slightest.
Or vibrating.
Or vibrating. Right.
Yes, it's cards. Right, so cards. So we scroll up, Sillfix, we find out the cards from last week. So just for anyone who doesn't know, these are the YouTube cards. We have 4 polls each week that you can click on by click on the little cog, turn on annotations, and in the top right there's an eye, and it'll slide out with all the polls. These are results from last week's questions. What were they, Xeno?
Right, so the first question is, should there be clan-exclusive features? In this instance, we were talking about should Kuva Liches be tied exclusively to clans. But like I didn't think DE would go for this. And I was really surprised by the results. We had 76 people respond. 21% said no, and 78% said yes, there should be clan-exclusive features. I'm pretty sure Loz was on board for clan-exclusive features.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to say,
not.
The pixelation is so bad, I cannot see your eyes. You look like a character from Full Throttle.
I'll scowl like this, lots.
Anyway, Sillfix, what are your thoughts? Do you think there should be clan-exclusive features?
Well, it would definitely be a good feature for larger clans, but if you're in a really small clan, a shadow clan, it's not really good for them because you just don't have enough players to do the content, and there would be a lot of people missing out on that. So I'd say no. I'm not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think we got this was that you just summarized. We had a bit of a crux of a tism last week, me and Xeno, and I think that you just summarized it in one sentence there, which is perfect. It's exactly it is, because your big clans with lots of active people, or even just less people, but just to have more active as a percentage, or a lot more for that percentage, will be able to do things. But your tiny small clans with a handful of people there, they're the people that miss out, and that's what it comes down to. And I'm not sure what DE can do to fix that gap, but we'll see.
Right. Moving on to topic 2. Sorry, question 2. My bad. Question 2. Which do you prefer? So these are the 3 different game modes that we thought, well, Disruption was like the most recent, but Infested Salvage and Defection aren't particularly liked within the community. So 79 people responded to this. 2% said that they preferred Defection, right, which is the pacifism defect game mode. 25% said that they liked Infested Salvage more. I'm interested to know if we had any comments saying, like, I play Infested Salvage all the time.
There was 3 people who all they pointed out. I'm going to get their names because I wrote them all down. Where are they?
Or should we do it
Demon
later?
Shade 878. No, just quickly, because one point that you didn't realize. Yeah. Demon Shade 8741, Dante Angelo, and Varily Colon. Arbitration has Infested Salvage. That's the only point.
Does it? I have never seen it.
That 3 people said it was, so.
Oh, done. I've never seen it on there, right? And then 72% said that they liked the new Disruption game mode the most, and I can get behind that.
You see, that's really interesting, because I feel more effort went into Defection. I like Defection, though I don't always get reasons to do it. More than Disruption. Disruption I don't get. It just feels weird to me. But I like the concept in Defection, the fact that you're defending a moving thing and it's people. I feel there's a lot more going on there. But people just don't seem to like it, clearly. Well, or it's not the most. It's not the most favorite, I suppose. I suppose some people might like it, but they like this more. I don't know.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just because it's newer. I think that is in order of oldest to newest as well. So
potentially, right. I do feel that with Disruption there is less busy work compared to Infested Salvage, where you're sort of like circling around like lunatics trying to actually make sure that the thingy is protected or whatever, and so I can certainly get behind that, right? So, and then yes,
I feel like Disruption is just a lot faster and not as tedious to do as Defection. I like the concept, but it's just really slow, and if you have better stuff to do that's faster paced, I'd definitely go for Disruption. So it's just, maybe they should make Defection a lot faster paced. Maybe a lot more people would get behind that.
So what you're saying is they should have vault speed affect the escort targets. Yes, I like this.
Get rid of Scintilla and injecting the people with drugs. We'll just zap them with void powers. That'll fix everything.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
You can just imagine, like, you wormhole them and like they don't come out the other end. It's like,
that would also be good. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, isn't Synthula like really hard to get?
That is, yeah. That's part of the problem. Yeah.
They should put that on Nightwave.
They should just sell it from the market.
Or they should just sell it from the market. No, yeah. I'm just like, it's too difficult to get right now.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. Oh god, this one. Who would you have as your handler? So last week we were talking about the whole kill or save the Lotus, or take the Lotus back in. There seems to be some sort of huge divide between the player base in, do we keep the Lotus, do we get rid of the Lotus? And we thought, okay, who would you have as your operator handler to replace the Lotus if we end up... just basically, what do we have? 81 people responded. 7% said Darvo, 13% said Noranite, 16% said Lotus, 30% said Teshin, and 32% rightly said Ordis.
Right.
Rightly. Ordis is the best one, Loz.
Teshin is best.
I don't know.
I agree.
You can't argue
Yes!
with 32%. Oh, I can't argue with the guest.
That's that, and that's one extra vote, which means I win.
Wait.
No, it's still draw, damn it.
Sillfix, did you vote? I didn't vote. No, you didn't vote. No! Anyway. So, yeah. No,
I think there was one comment on this, is that somebody asked Maru. They would have preferred Maru. But we can only put 5 options on there. Is the sad thing about it.
Yeah. And Loz insisted Nora Knight.
Yeah, I forgot about Maru, sadly. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's that the fourth one or the third one?
1, 2, 3. Third
That was
one.
the third one. Right. Okay. And then the last one is, how should shields be improved? Now, there's again, this topic was a bit of a telling story where shields haven't had any TLC in ages, and they're kind of a meh thing when it comes to later gameplay. It's level gameplay. And we proposed a few things on how to improve shields, and I think I kind of dropped the ball in this because I realized that, yeah, I kind of screwed up. 72 people responded, in the sense of damage capping. Having that damage is capped by shields, and like I realized afterwards, oh wait, this means that like you take 1 million damage and it gets dropped down to like 100, and it just trivializes it massively. So,
yeah, but
which is why I put damage reduction at the end.
Yeah, but you could have it. The capping could be, it doesn't affect it till 2,000 damage, or you can't serve anything over 2,000 damage or something. You know, okay.
Yeah.
Reduction is better, actually. A lot of people say reduction. It's basically what armor gives health, so yeah.
Yeah. So 72 people responded. 12% said energy capacity to shields. Right, so whatever your energy capacity is, add that to shields as well. 26% said extra mods. I think we came up with some kooky mods. I can't remember. I wouldn't be surprised if like damage type immunity was in there. And then 61% said damage capping / reduction, which I'm just going to say is reduction at this point. No capping.
I still think it's the best option, and reduction would be.
Yeah, so just work like armor does. So, yeah. What do you guys feel?
Reduction.
Yeah, reduction.
Well, extra mods also could be cool. They'd have to choose or come up with an inventive way to do the mods, but who knows what that'll be. But I think a quick fix that would definitely improve shields right away would be the reduction, because it's what's missing from shields. Even if it was just a flat percentage that would eventually scale out, it means early game would be benefit from it. Or you could make it that, you could even be really clever and make it that it's reduction based on the enemy's level, so that shields always a bit balanced from it. Obviously, to a cap, it wouldn't reach like 90% or something. You know, it caps at, let's say, 30 or 40%. I'm not going to put specific numbers on it because I don't know the math for armor and shield, armor and health, and what a Nyros and Nidus, what can they achieve, and it'd be based around them basically.
Cool. Right. So moving on to the what now? Patreon questions.
The community. Oh, Patreon questions. Oh, I've got those. Damn it. There we are. Right. So from Zrugal and Loomis this week, Zrugal says, if you could move anywhere in the world, where would you go?
To my own island with the best form of internet and no stupid rules and laws or Brexit.
And a volcano with a skull in it.
And a volcano with a skull in it. And Godzilla's my pet. See, I can't tell if you're laughing, smiling, or anything. All I can see is your hand movement.
I'm dreaming.
I don't even know where you're looking. Right, so yeah.
Sillfix, where would you, if you could move anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Probably lonely island with good internet.
Yeah.
Well, it does say something about the modern world that all of us just want to go to our own island away from people, but still connected to the internet. We don't want to lose that.
Yeah. Let's go content creator island. There you go.
We like people, but at a distance.
Yes.
Connected virtually. We're all the same. Zrugal then says, what word best describes this past month for you?
Chaotic.
Average?
Well, I mean, how often do you go on holiday and then come back and find out you're evicted?
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. The fix?
I'd say stressful.
Google then asks, if you could add another mini game to Warframe, what would it be? We've already got a side-scrolling shooter with Wormius. We've got side-scrolling Flappy Bird.
Point-and-click adventure.
Okay. Oh, we don't have one of those. And the last one we got is Frame Fighter. So in addition to those, Xeno would add a point-and-click adventure. Sillfix, what would you put?
No idea, actually.
I want Space Harrier.
What?
I don't know if you guys remember Space Harrier was a game on the Mega Drive, and the way it was because you couldn't have 3D back then. So your character's looking forwards, and you're sort of like a guy, and he runs, and he's got a jetpack, and he can fly around up down the front of the screen, but the screen is like moving at you. So you're like behind him.
So a rail shooter.
No, rail shooter. Your camera can 3D, but it's on a rails, and you can't control your movement. With this, you can control your movement on screen, and you could select paths and things. So it wasn't on rail. You could make choices.
Right, okay.
Rail shooter is on a rail. I suppose it's sort of, but yeah, it was
Smart
just because they couldn't
rail
do 3D back
shooter.
then. But it was cool because I can imagine you could do it really easily. It's just like you just put the Warframe and it just moves off. Yeah, anyway. Dougal then asks two last questions. Are you still planning to do anything with the room made out of decorations in the dojo? That's Xeno, I guess.
I think you're talking about the arbitration room. Otherwise, you're talking about something else I don't know of. Yes, I still intend to do the arbiters in the dojo. I just need some minor support from DE first.
Okay.
That kind of was a weird end to a sentence.
The way you said first, it was as if there was going to be another sentence.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Let's see the brain. Okay, the last one is from Loomis. If Warframe was made difficult enough, would you be fine with more mod slots and capacity points?
Yes.
I don't know. I do like the limitation on builds because it means you have to make sacrifices. You can't have everything. So I think mod slots... I like mod slots that are unique for things like the...
I'm not assuming that there would be an infinite number of mod slots. If there's an infinite...
No.
I would go with no, but I would like maybe a bit more expansion because there are too many mods that are must-haves.
Also, capacity points. Is there literally a build in the game which can't be achieved on a frame yet with forming?
I'm pretty sure, yes. With the likes of the Umbral mods, I'm pretty sure still...
But you can Umbral Former now.
If you have all three, sure.
Yeah, but assuming you did have, because you can get them, so it's only a matter of time.
Then probably no.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. I wouldn't give it any more capacity points until we get to the point where I would really like the idea if you could put some mods in that are so powerful that you can't, like the member mods before Umbral Former came out. You had to make the choice. You could either have these mods, but then you're never going to get them all because of capacity being a limitation. You have to plan and make a choice. But if you just go infinite capacity, what's the point? What's the point? Slap anything on it.
Sillfix?
But I'm not one big for builds.
I'd say something in between. I wouldn't mind if it's like mastery. Sorry, I lost my train of thoughts.
If it's locked behind mastery, where you can get more mod slots.
If it's locked behind mastery after mastery 20 or something, and you don't have much to do with lower level missions, I'd say yes, you could have 1 or 2 more slots available to do really high level missions or a special form of maybe sorties that are even stronger and harder to do than the normal ones. Maybe yes, but otherwise, no. I'd say it's fine the way it is right now.
The 4th node on a sortie, where everything is MR. No, wait, not MR. Everything is a level 175. I don't know why I picked that number, I just did.
You think higher?
Yes, and Loz.
5,000!
No, that's right, crazy numbers, Loz. Anyway.
That's it for those, so...
Comments from last week?
Sorry, yes. I was joking, but so first of all, it's from Anarchy Gaming, who gave some suggestions on the shield thing we were saying. The only choices I see working is shields have a permanent 40% damage reduction, or around 40%, depending on how strong it is, for things like Hildred and Harrow. Having a faster regen with shields, it's a bit I really liked actually. Sorry. Having a faster regen with shields when they reach 0, when it's simply damage. Oh, so shields that reach 0 rather than when it's damaged, around 5 times faster. And then again, when your shields hit 0, they will keep regenning continuously until they reach max, even if you take some damage. I thought it'd be quite interesting because it just meant that your shields, rather than regenning when it gets low and it's really slow to regen, if it hits 0, the regen is then really big until it reaches max again, and then it'll have to chunk down. I thought that could be quite interesting.
That is interesting, but again, my concern is builds that require you to take damage, they would stop working. Because it's health damage you have to take.
But we can mod it.
Yeah.
Nick Evans was the person who suggested Maru as a handler. Illidan suggested they wanted Cephalon Sai, which is the one from the Railjack, as a handler, which, don't worry, soon you shall get that to enjoy. RWP said, oh yeah, that second emblem from last week is the Neo Xeon insignia, as I said, from Gundam. But they said, isn't that illegal? Doesn't that go against these terms and conditions on emblems?
No. You can
have emblems.
You could... So... For emblems, you're pretty much fine because they're not bought or anything like that. In terms of glyphs, it is, right? That's the whole reason why Crabbug changed to Cavasect. We couldn't use Crabbug because it was very obviously from 2 intellectual properties that would just destroy DE.
Right. Okay, interesting. There we go. Next, Thomas Cooperstein. I want to read this one out because I thought it was insane. I'm in a solo-ish clan, and I'm also in an alliance with other solo-ish clans. As soon as I'm done researching the HEMA, I'm planning on joining another larger clan.
Why?
Why wait? The HEMA research is like, unless it's like a goal, like, I'm going to do this solo, and then I shall join a bigger clan. Because the HEMA research is one of those big, massive things that's just, I don't know. So it seems a bit strange on that one. They also asked, I have a question for you, Loz. If Nata is going to be cast out by her kind, the Sentients, would you forgive her as we accepted saved Alad V in the Gravidius Dilemma? No, and I wanted to kill Alad V many times. There we go. Oh, Sell Teehee, because we were discussing last week about clan-based content, and I said I was very sad that what is it called?
Villages?
Yeah, what's the term for that, though? It was Kingpins.
Yeah.
The Kingpin system was going to be a clan project, but it got removed. And they said, for clan-based content, isn't upgrading the tech for your Railjack a clan-based effort? And I thought, oh, maybe if there's like a research room for it, and you have to do it as a clan, so maybe there's that, which is not quite the same, but at least it's something for clans. But it's more of the same, which is kind of sad. I was really looking forward to working as a team to hunt down the bigwig, you know. 2 last ones. Squivel C, because I said about putting a blindfold on, jumping up and down with one arm tied behind my back or whatever. They said, start a low-level defense with Frost and an Equinox. Have Equinox press 3 and 4, then proceed to blindfold yourself. Start hopping and move your mouse around randomly clicking. This should appease the loss. We'll have to try that.
I don't even remember what the hell you were talking about.
We were talking about the clan-based thing again, and I was saying that DE shouldn't have to plan everything they make to accommodate solo people and clans that refuse to leave. That at some point they have to go, right, I'm sorry, this bit of clan-based content is going to be super, super, super hard, near impossible for you to do, and they shouldn't have to accommodate them by giving them a method to do it. That, you know, even though I've looked up, there's no limit on clans that can join an alliance, so in theory, all these solo players should join an alliance, so there we go, but why not just build your own clan? I don't know. That's why. So I said, but I could... D shouldn't have to accommodate if I want to play the game by mashing my head into the keyboard while hopping up and down blindfolded with one arm behind my back or something. But there we go. Yeah. But they also pointed out that the Rakta Dark Dagger with a radiation shield build is actually a method of restoring shields through melee. Because I was saying that there wasn't enough things for melee to get. So they found a way for doing that. And thank you very much for Skill C. I don't think I have the Dark Dagger, and I'm going to get it now specifically for that.
How do you not have the Dark Dagger?
I know, right? I'm maxed with the brain.
Red Veil.
Yeah. Maxed Red Veil. I'm maxed on 4. And I was just like, I was looking at it there. I'm like, I haven't bought that yet. and then proceeded not to buy it. And I think I bought the side banner instead. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, last point is from Pepper. Maybe, so first of all, they pointed that heavily hinted that the Kuva is apparently a byproduct from beings with Oro existing within them, apparently like Tenno and Orican Emperors. That's why Teshin finds some at our old pods on Lua, and why the Worm Queen says something about how us running around the system is what makes all the Kuva. But they did ask for a card. Maybe you could do a card on whether or not people like modular weapons or if they like modular Arcwing. Now, the reason why Pepper's talking about this, and I kind of agree, so I'm interested to know what you two feel on this. I personally like the idea of modular weapons and modular the stuff we've got. We've got the amps, the Zors, and the kit guns, and we're getting the Arcwings next. However, I never really can get engaged with it, and I don't know why. And I think maybe we could just do a basic card on do people like the modular things, or do they make much use of it? But before I let you guys see what you think of it, I'm going to give my reason about why I think I don't like it. And that the realization came to me. I hate how you go to the vendor, you buy the recipes, you then go back to your ship, build the recipes, and then have to go all the way back to the vendor to build the actual thing. I think if I could even spend double the amount of reputation and just get the thing built, and I can just go to the vendor, buy 3 bits, build the gun there and then, I would like them a lot more. I just don't see why we have to have this extra pointless step just to justify the crafting system, which doesn't really need it for this, to build these modular things. So I'm curious. So I'm going to just open floor to you two. And so do you like the modular system? Have you made a lot of modular things? And what do you think? Yeah.
Sillfix?
I really like the concept of Zors and kit guns, but I don't like how there's like 1 or 2 that are really, really good, and you have everything else that's just pretty much useless, and you just grind for the ones that are best and just disregard everything else. But you can also mix and match, which is also very interesting, but it takes a while to get all the parts and just assemble them, and it's too much effort to put in to have everything or every combination you want, and it just feels very tedious to do, in my opinion. So I would like them more if you could just buy the parts with standing and not just waste any resources on them, because you have to go fishing first, and then you have to mine minerals and get all of the resources from Venus or Earth and then build them. So yes, I'd like them more if you could buy them with standing.
I would even actually. Here's a better way. If they still want to have it. Sorry, not there. Sorry, I just thought it came to me. The silly thing about the building and the resource requirement is, I really just think they were putting these things in. Like, oh, we're getting people to fish and farm. When you said fish and farm, it clicks in my head. And then we have to do these stupid things with it. Maybe it would have been easier if we just build. There's normally 3 parts to these weapons. Just make us build like handle, blade, attachment, and then you go to the vendor and you can exchange your built thing for the thing on the vendor, because that's something you do the building first and just get it out the way. There's something wrong with it, and it frustrates me. Do you know?
So yeah, in concept, I like the idea of the modular weapons, but in practice, they are lacking. Personally, I think each part should contribute to mastery rank, but for the equivalent of, so like if there's, oh god, say there's 5 kit guns, like that can 5 kit gun barrels that can contribute to MR. Divide that amongst all the kit gun parts, right? Likewise for the Zors as well, and have it that you can literally plug and play the parts, because I don't know what is a worthwhile build until I've actually wasted the resources into building it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and as a result, I don't bother. I just go on the Semlar website, get the calculator for the the amps and things, work out what amp I specifically want, and then just go from there. You know, I've had Badger send me this was months ago. He sent me a glorified Google spreadsheet of these are the barrels and these are the combinations of magazines and receivers that make the best kit guns. And from there, I've made the best kit gun, and then anything else I make is literally mastery fodder. You know, there's just too much of it that is just fodder, and I don't think I know a single person that doesn't have a Catch Moon kit gun, if they have a kit gun at all. What do you have?
I don't know. A random semblance of parts.
Okay, but do you properly use it as your secondary?
No.
Right.
Not properly. Yeah, I see what you mean though. Yeah, the one that actually used, yeah, you would use. People who actually use kit guns would use the Catch Moon, is it?
Yes.
I mean, for instance, yeah, you're right. I mean, now that you've told me that, I'll probably just go build this and go, yeah, this one's the best, and that's it. It's like, Sillfix was saying, yeah, there's a few that are really good, and then others which are awful. The balance between them is just, and it doesn't really get improved. I've never seen like a balance palace on Zors.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I was able to get a whip where I could swap out the parts, that's like a regular whip or whatever, then I would expect that each part would need to contribute to the mastery and not just one part, because otherwise it just makes all the other parts bloody redundant. So that's why I think the mastery, the affinity given, should be across all of them, all the parts, and you should be able to swap them around.
Oh, that's one way of doing it. Yeah, so you just assemble and reassemble as you like.
But yeah, it's like Lego. You don't bloody make one. Oh, I have made my sculpture in Lego, and now I can never take it apart again. That's true, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Right,
well, that's it for the community topics. Do you want to make a poll for this?
Yeah, like, I'm just going to put, do you like modular weapons? And I'll put in, like, you know, yes, if it was more modular. Yes, what was the... Like, if it was more balanced.
More balanced.
Yeah. So, where's Chrome gone? Did I not open...
Where has Chrome gone?
Oh. Since I restarted my machine, I wasn't smart enough to actually restart Chrome. So I swear this was open. Maybe it crashed. Must have crashed. Special. Yeah, hold on. It's because web browsers, how do they work? By eating your entire CPU. They do, though. Anyway, so is that it for the...
That's it, yep. Let's move on to the topics of this week.
Okay, so topic 1. Oh, get rid of that. Alright, so topic 1. Don't remove mods from builds on former use. Topic 2. Can you please a hide craft checkbox, crafted checkbox, everywhere we can hide owned checkbox? And topic 3, universal weapon handling buff like reload speed with MR increase or weapon use. So, topic 1. So let me just actually write down, do you like modular weapons? There we go. I'll work out the answers later. Right, so topic 1. When you have that one mod that you still need a few more capacity and you former the slot, good luck remembering your build, because half of your mods just fell on the floor. A solution for this would be having the mods appear disabled until there's sufficient capacity for them. The UI could show current stats versus stats when all mods are active, perhaps via a toggle button that shows you the stats the item will have at rank 30, and click again to show you show the stats. All mods are that are active in case there are too many mods for the current former set.
Once all the mods are ranked.
Okay, once all. Oh, right, okay. All of this would combine to essentially let you put the mods you want on the weapon right out of the gate and forget about it as you work on getting formers and levels into it. Thoughts?
Sillfix?
Well, it would definitely be a help to know what you had on your build before you format, because I had the problem a lot, because I formatted a lot recently. And what I just did is I made screenshots and saved them on a folder, because I had no idea what I had on my build before I format. So I'd see this as a great idea, but it would also be very hard to implement, because if you have certain mods that won't just work in a weapon, how does it just choose which mods it enables and which it disables? Like, in which order do you have to enable them, or which are disabled and for how long? And I think it's a bit confusing, so I'd suggest just to make another tab in the mods where like you have tabs for polarizations down in where you can choose your mods, and just make another tab where you have all your mods in that you had on your build before you formatted. That's my idea.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I was thinking about, you could do saved builds, but then, like we got loadouts, but that may be too much. But you could have that, that if when formering it removes mods, it then creates in there a hidden thing, which is so people know about it, saying last build. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way of doing it. I think you make a good point about it'd be a bit confusing, because I think in the past it's come up so many times that one of the biggest things that confuses new players is the mod system as a whole. If they then have it that when they start formering, hopefully by then maybe they understand it, but they form and it's like, oh cool, it's now got more capacity. Wait, but the mods are still there. But then which ones is it selected? Does it knock them off most expensive to least expensive, or the most mods it can have active at once, or does it do from top left to bottom right? There's so many ways it could be confusing. I mean, unequipped and equipped, anyone could understand that bit.
To be fair, it works top left to bottom right.
It's how it probably will work, yeah. Because I remember
it does.
I know it does work that, but not for this bit. They could implement this differently, which would be
right. Sorry, I thought you meant knocking them out right now.
No, I know that's how it works now for knocking it out, but for this it would have to grey them out, wouldn't it, or something? You'd have to have another option. You'd have to have a UI element to turn the mod on or off. And then I know we always ask for downranking, so in theory you could make it that it just downranks the mods till it can use them. That would also be another reason to put it in. That would be kind of cool. But I do wonder, though, when it comes to something like this, it's been in the game since the start, how hard-coded the mod system is, and if it would actually be able to accept this kind of change to it. It might be horrifically planned and not this, this never being believed to be part of it, so it just doesn't work. I don't know.
I am in favor for something to be done, because I think I work on one thing at a time. So like if I'm modding, I don't know, the lens or the Javlock or whatever weapon, like I don't really struggle to remember what I'm leveling it to, as long as I'm doing it within that one session. However, I can appreciate people, they don't go to Sanctuary Onslaught to mass level stuff up. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Them being able to see what mods that they planned to put in there. Maybe it's a case of there could be a profile which is planned, mods, and you can just dump them in there, but that profile can't be used as a weapon, as a loadout. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you kind of copy from it.
Yeah, you can copy from it, but you can't, what else is there? So you can't actually use it itself. I'm also not opposed to them allowing us to just dump so it's top left to bottom right, because there is polarity swapping in the game. You can move the polarity slots around, which is quite a beneficial thing, depending on how much people are aware that it actually exists. So I'm actually kind of in favor for this, but I don't see it that much of a necessity for higher rank players like myself. I think this is much more needed for lower rank players, which doesn't mitigate the fact that this should be put in.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing. It's easy to say, oh, well, once you reach mastery rank 20, it hardly removes any of the mods anyway.
Okay, that was quite quick. Sure.
Well, I don't think there's much to say on this one, because I think we like the idea is nice. It's more about could it be implemented and how it could be implemented. I don't see any reason why it would say, no, you can't have this. Because I think Sillfix pointed out is like that, you had to take a print screen of it and go out of the game. And anytime that you have to go out of the game to fix something, remember something, you kind of feel like, this is the game not accommodating this correctly. Because obviously it's a matter of time we have to spend on the damn wiki, and it still isn't all in the game yet. But that shows there is a problem. So I don't think any of us would say, no, you can't have some clever system to remember your mods. I think it's great, but it's more should and how how to implement it correctly is the tricky thing, or can it be implemented? There's not much more to say that.
Actually, there's one thing that I'd really like for this. So Hearthstone implemented this, and only because Hearth pwned the MMO champion equivalent. Hearthstone, collectible card game done by Blizzard. People should know what it is, right? People wanted to be able to simply import and export builds in Hearthstone, but it was really difficult. The only way to do it was with a tool called Innkeeper that allowed you to basically copy and paste a special code, a hex code or whatever, from a website that would automatically populate the mods, so the cards rather, into your deck. It was a really useful tool. But Blizzard didn't like this because it was a huge security risk. Yeah, it opened up the potential for people to hack in, blah, blah, blah. And it was encouraging people like, hey, look, there's an opportunity for you to exploit the game like this and allow people, so on and so forth. So their solution was to basically take what Innkeeper did and just build it into the game. So you could copy the code off of the Hearth-owned website.
Right.
And then
plug it into the game would understand and build the deck.
Yeah, the game would look at your clipboard, see, oh, look, I recognize that kind of code, and then it would build the deck for you. Yeah?
Wow.
So it was really clever. I think Warframe could benefit from something like that. So you could copy a code from a website and just import a mod build, or likewise, you could export a mod build.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you say save build gives you a 12-digit code that's that build or whatever.
Well, it could just constantly show it on the screen. Right?
Yeah, but all of that, I suppose.
So it's just at the top right-hand corner or whatever of the mod screen. There it is. You click it, instantly copy to your clipboard. And then you just you paste it in a Word document or a text document or whatever. There you go. You got it saved.
Also be great for people who do YouTube videos, like here's my build, and people can just type in the code and there you go. Oh, that's a nice idea. I like that.
Yeah. There you go.
Xeno.
Fixing Warframe one step at a time. Right. Should we move on to the replies?
We shall. First reply. Well, can't really say that would be bad. It doesn't affect me since most of the time the formers I add take one mod from me at most. But helping my girlfriend starting out in the game, I know this does pose an inconvenience for lower mod capacity players.
Yeah,
I think that's the fair point. Is that it's the early game. This really is a big issue, and this I think your solution would be perfect.
Yeah.
Next,
fixing the game one step at a time.
I'd be that proud. You're just copying Blizzard. You
copying Blizzard one
You're
step
just
at a time.
copying someone else. Copying Blizzard. Dear me. Anyway, next one. I already experienced this feature through a bug whereby I had all my mods slotted on a newly formed weapon, with all the mods slotted with negative available capacity. When I used the weapon, only the earlier mods, left to right, top to bottom, had effects until the latter ones did not. Yeah, you can bug this. I've had that in the past as well. I don't know how it happens, but you have a negative capacity weapon. Yeah.
I don't think they should encourage this.
No, I don't know how you do it, but yeah.
Well, it's just a bug.
I don't know how you rip the bug. Anyway, the last two. I'd much prefer this to be part of the UI rework. Fair. And previously, when you applied a former or lost a mod for any reason, swap polarity say, the new mod would drop at the end of the list. So you could, after applying a former, scroll to the end of the list and manage the mods that got kicked. A recent patch, as of the last month or so, made the mods list sort itself when you apply a former. So your drop mods are now dispersed throughout the list instead. Oh, that's a shame. So before, you'd have all the mods at the end, so you could just they're there, and now they're back in the list. Okay, that's rather sad.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that's a bit of a misunderstanding of how it works. When you remove a mod, it appears at the end of the list. Well, it takes the next available space in the list.
Yeah.
So, but when you refresh the list, it's back in order. So,
right.
Anyway.
Okay, well that's it.
That's all the replies?
Yeah.
Oh. Scrolls down. Yes, it is. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a solution, and I think it would be a nice to have, but I don't think it's necessarily a requirement.
It's convenience.
Exactly. Anyone have anything they want to add onto this? No? Okay. Let's move on. The topic number 2. Right. Can you please hide crafted checkbox everywhere we have a hide owned checkbox? It's supposed to have an ad in it. Everywhere that there's a hide owned checkbox, such as vendors and markets, should have a hide crafted checkbox, so we can go for maximum filtering for things we've done. That would be just a great quality of life improvement and make it much easier to search different stores.
Not just much easier, Xeno. Much easier. It's in capitals. They're screaming.
I don't understand the value of this. Is this not the same thing twice?
No, it's not. Right. So, for instance, when I go to Nightwaves and there's the credit options, I know the credits changed, but it used to be the Wolf creds. I know it's the something creds now.
Emissary.
Changes time. You go to the vendor and there's an option for hide owned. If I tick that, it'll make things like Natane disappear, any of the skins that I have disappear. But what it won't make disappear is the helmets. Now, I already own the arcane of all those helmets, and I already own the non-arcane of all those helmets. Sorry, but I don't own the recipe for the non-arcane helmet, so it puts it in the list still. Now, I don't want to see those. I literally just want to see what is new this week. So, for instance, is there a new weapon skin I haven't bought yet? But so what I'm having to do is buy all the recipes so that when I tick hide owned, it won't be there. But if I hover any of those recipes, it says already built. So I don't need to see the recipe. There is no reason, no good use I could, unless I suppose put a spare arcane in it, I guess. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. No, there's no reason for me to see these recipes. I don't think I can even build a second one of these extra helmets, but it still shows me the recipe. There's actually another thing here, technically. When I go to the syndicates, I've bought additional parts for the Arcwing weapons from them, so that when I click hide owned, they disappear. I have already built the weapon, but if I don't buy the component for the weapon again, when I tick hide owned, it will still show me that weapon component. I don't want to see that weapon component on my list. I just want to see the stuff I don't have. So I have to buy a second weapon component, so it disappears. So there is some I can appreciate where this person's coming from. I would actually kind of like it, or excuse me, or maybe adding in some way to adjust hide own to have crafted in there. There may be some people who want to still see additional crafting things after they've already crafted it, but to be honest, I don't. So there you go. That's the reason why it's there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good.
So my question here is, would this not be better to have hide owned also count the crafted stuff? So yeah, maybe.
I can't think of a reason why not, but there might be a reason that some people might lose out from it. I'm not sure what that is though.
Well, I think you had the right idea with the Natane that if you go for hide owned, well, you own.
Oh
the
yeah,
Natane.
no, exactly. That's a good point. I wouldn't mind seeing Natane on that list, but it disappears because it's in hide owned. Yeah, that's a good point there, Xeno.
Okay, Sillfix, any thoughts?
I don't really get the difference between hide crafted and hide owned. I think it's just very small.
It is very small.
Yeah, and I don't really see a use for something that small to be implemented. I'd rather like it to have, like, if you already have built something but sold it, that you also get it marked as you already own it. Because if you want to level weapons that you don't have or didn't build yet or have sold in the past, that you don't get these shown because you build them again and then have to check again if you mastered them.
So maybe hide
like that more.
Hide maximum mastery or something like that. So you've already progressed it.
Because in the beginning you tend to sell more weapons because you have limited space and you don't get Plat that easily. So it would be better to have hide master, something like that.
No, that is a fair point that me and Xeno often overlook again, because we have the privilege of wasting money on this game, that there are players out there with smaller capacities, and I think that you'd have to, it'd be really convoluted, wouldn't it? You'd have to go into your profile, sort by ranked, and then find the ones and then make a list of the weapons you haven't mastered, and then go to the market and see them. I think you can also see. I'm going to check now. I'm not sure if it is. The symbol may also be there on the market, but I don't think, as you've stated, you can't filter by that. So
actually, I'd like to see this on the arsenal as well, so that we could see what we've mastered and what we haven't mastered.
It is on the. Well, do you mean? Well, you can sort by that.
Yes, you can sort by it, but
you can't filter out.
Yes, because I think I'd like to filter out some of the stuff that, because a lot of the stuff that I have mastered, it's been consumed in another weapon. So at the bottom of my the name of the damn thing, the list.
Arsenal?
Yeah, basically the weapons to choose from. There's a load of weapons like, oh, you could buy this for platinum. It's like, yeah, but I've already mastered those out.
Right, so you don't keep us. Of course, again, for people with low slots, you're completely right there. So it puts it at the bottom where it says, hey, you can buy this for plat, but you're like, no, I've already done that and I've used it to make another weapon.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it in this list. But it's like, no, you can buy it for plat right now. Go on. Yeah. Like that. You see all these problems that we listed there. I countervene them by literally having additional copies, by keeping the single copy and building another one to rank, which is not really the correct way of doing it. It's a bit of a flaw, and I see what you mean. Now, I've basically been pushing this problem away as best I can, but for other people, it must be a much bigger issue. Yeah,
I mean,
it's very hard.
I mean,
it's very hard.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you.
Fine. And then she starts talking. Right. So one of the other points I have is I would like to be able to put like a safety lock on the parts I need for that I want to reserve in the primes. Right? Like when I come to trading them and things, because I can't remember. I have to remember every single weapon I need multiple parts of, like the Aklex. Right? If I could, I would have 3 Lex parts, so that 3 Lex parts of each, so I could have an Lex and a Lex. But the problem is I have to manually remember all the stuff that I need multiple of, like the Hiku Prime pouches. I have to remember I need to have 2 of those every single time. And I think it would be nice to be able to lock in, these are the things I want. Likewise, in the dojo, when you're constructing stuff, I'd love a contribute to everything button, right? Rather than having to go to each item, each decoration that's in the process of being built and contributing all. Yeah? Or are you going to say Sillfix?
I just wanted to say that it's very hard to keep track of which weapons you need in order to build other weapons. So I'd like for that to be labeled in some way, because it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
As an example, maybe you need the Boltase, and you need a Bolter, and you need the Cronin, I believe. And you need to remember which weapons you need and to build the other weapon, but then you don't have them anymore, and you go into the market and search for them, and they get labeled as not owned. So you build them again, but you already have them mastered, so you build them 2 times and wasted space.
Yeah. I don't know what Loz is doing.
Buying all the bundles on the market I don't. I literally do this so that the hide down button makes things appear. However, I found an annoyance. The bloody domestic drone bundle, I've just bought one, and don't use the bloody things, but it's still there. Taunting me. Here we go now. So yes, I went on the market, and obviously, yeah, I still keep every weapon, so I can cheat by saying when I go weapons, I go primary weapons, I can click hide owned, and it'll hide anything I have, and it says 1 owned next to everything. But if you don't, it does. There's no indication on the market if you've done the mastery of an item. You click on it, you can favorite it with a star. There's a mastery rank requirement thing. I mean, and please in the comments if I'm missing it, because I know we normally do miss things on these market UIs, but I can't see anything that says I have maxed the Soma or the Convectrix or the Quicata. There's nothing on here. But obviously I've got the tick for 1 owned, so I can make full use of the high owned thing. But a lot of people don't have the unlimited weapon slots that I have. So I can see that this is definitely something that should be improved. Definitely.
Just to point out, he doesn't mean actual unlimited. He just buys more.
Well, okay, I wouldn't say it's unlimited, but I don't think anyone really needs 1 billion weapon slots. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I put money into the game. I like supporting it, so yeah, I can get more at anyone, and I can get as many as I feel I need to meet my needs. Yeah, but still, that's definitely missing. Yeah. I completely missed whatever you guys were talking about. I was too busy buying bundles. Bloody domestic drones.
Okay, shall we move on to the replies?
They're different colours now.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Not doing it.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. Replies.
Sorry, you want replies? Okay. I throw in a here we are. Hide mastered checkbox as well. Those 3 ought to cover most common situations. I suppose you could have a little drop down. Hide owned. Click that. Drop down. Hide. There you go. Job done. Yeah. Next reply is things players don't want to see in a gigantic, confusing list of available choices once they've played a lot of the game. Things they've already owned, things they've previously owned and decided to get rid of, things that they would use in recipes that they've already created. And then last reply is that would be another checkbox that I would be happy to see. So I think everyone's in agreement on this, that there is, though we can't, I don't think everyone understands all the ones available. I think more options to hide things of differing statuses would definitely be an improvement to the game.
I think I'm also, so I've just asked, do you suffer the hide crafted or hide mastered issue? I think the next thing I'm going to ask is, would you like to lock crafted items / equipment? So you can't like sell them off or dissolve them or whatever. Because a lot of games these days do actually support that, especially mobile games, where they have like bucket tons
Oh,
of
locks.
things.
Yeah. I can't stand games that don't have locks anymore, and Warframe is one of them. It's like, yeah, let me lock things. I'm in the foundry now. Literally, I have recipes which I have already owned the cosmetic helmet for, so it won't let me craft a second one. But I have to have the recipe so it disappears from lists on high downed. It's a complete oversight. Yeah.
I'll ask the next card, which is should
Where do you get Scintilla from? It used to be alerts. Sorry, I'm random point. I just saw the recipe.
What do you want about?
Scintilla. Oh, you can craft it now.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
What you?
Tenno lab research. I'm gonna check we've done that.
Probably have.
Need to go inject some people with some drugs.
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 Cool. Right.
Oh god, I'm gonna be really annoyed if I have to buy a recipe for each one I want to craft. It's like, just give me an infinite recipe.
That would be crazy. Anyway, okay, cool. Moving on to topic 3, question mark? Question mark. So, topic 3. Right, topic 3. Universal weapon handling buff, like reload speed, with MR increase or weapon use. If this game was more of a tactical shooter, again, sort of like Doom or Monster Hunter, then slower reloads would make more sense. For Hordes, though, it makes a little less sense. It makes it hard to reward skillful gunplay if you're slowed down by your ability to reload, and it encourages more nuke-to-win playstyles instead. And it's even worse with magazine-fed weapons, which should take less than a second to reload. Oh, bullshit, it should take less than a second to reload. Here, you know, I'd love to see you take less than a second to reload any gun. Honestly, even trainees who've only had their basic military training can reload their weapon faster than our Warframes. Each MR increase, or every increase after a certain rank, or each quest/game progression after a set MR could give a universal reload speed buff, or at the very least a buff the more we use a specific weapon. Seriously, who gets their head blown off because they're too busy reloading? Oh, me, because I stopped moving, and thanks for the energy and thanks to the energy leech Xmas. Okay, first off, do either of you two have a problem with this?
I miss super jump.
That's not the question.
I used to get free reloads because it would make me invisible while super jumping. But no, I don't agree with it.
Why would you stop moving while reloading?
Yeah.
Because if you constantly move, you don't get hit.
Yeah.
And
You actually have a damage reduction if you constantly move. I
may have just realised, right? Like, if I go to the research lab in the dojo, I need to buy all the recipes so that the hide owned feature hides all the things I've owned. Even though I've built them and mastered them, I need to go buy a second recipe now so that when I click the button for hide owned, it disappears. I'm not burning thousands and thousands of credits right now. Nothing. You can't prove anything.
Yes, he is.
I would also like to know how this would work for bows. Because you already have a really fast reload. And if you make it even faster, how would that work out?
That's a good point. It is one of the kind of advantages of the bow is the reload speed. The base reload speed is really good to start with. So yeah, that's not really fair if you just make everything super reload. I can understand the swap weapon. Isn't weapon swap in here as well? Reload speed, mastery increase weapons. They're just after reload speed.
Yep. Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
So I've gone on. I found the actual original topic. Loz, are you actually in game?
Yeah.
Could you actually find out what the MR? Sorry, what the playtime is and MR of this player is? So one point that isn't in our notes. A second suggestion would be to keep our reload progress even after we interrupt it. I mean, come on. It's not as if we're casting some spell to summon a child of Cthulhu or something. We just drop our magazine so it shouldn't magically respawn back into the blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you can't just go, oh, I'm going to cast an ability now and I'll just continue reloading where I left off. You've completely stopped what you were doing to do something else.
It's just slash profile, yeah?
Yeah, slash profile. Person name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Found them.
So this is a mastery rank 23 player.
Right.
And they have participated in very few events. I think just hostile mergers. 40 days, 4 hours, 30 minutes, which is 965 hours.
I don't get me wrong. I like the idea, the concept of having buffs with increasing MR. I think part of my problem is that Doom is not a tactical shooter, and neither is Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Unless MH stands for something else. Does MH stand for something else?
I couldn't see anything other than Monster Hunter, really.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't see any real reason to do...
The other thing that gets me is that the weapon reload speed is a variable in this game. There are weapons with very, very long reload speeds. I think the Supra, and maybe the Supra Vandal, have really long reload.
Yeah.
And then there's other guns
but
which
they got
are quite
massive
quick.
magazine capacities.
Exactly. So there's... If you're going to basically get rid of the reload, you're just basically having it so the gun continuously shoots. And I'm pretty sure Doom must have a couple of guns with at least a 1 or 2 second reload time.
Oh,
I don't believe every weapon is click, click, shoot, click, click, shoot.
None of them are. None of them are click, click, shoot. I mean, shotguns are slow as sin.
So that's, sorry, I misread here. They're saying that Doom and Monster Hunter should have long reload times. If this game was a more tactical shooter, then again, sort of like these examples, then slow reloads would make more sense, right? So you're saying that in Doom it makes sense of a reload time, but in Warframe it doesn't because it's a horde shooter. I really can't get behind this because you're not always shooting at hordes of enemies. The amount you can actually have on screen is not that big, and if you think it is, you weren't here for the survival event. So many mobs, so little time. So I can't get behind it. I think... It's a basic on the weapon, and you can mod for it. You can get Riven mods for it. I know it's probably not the most popular thing, but if it is, in fact, I say guns should have more reload time. I think it's interesting. I think it diversifies the weapons. It gives just different choices. I mean, if I love the optical. The only thing that stops me shooting my optical is when I have to reload. If I could get rid of that, it'd be really, really powerful, and I'd be constantly shooting. That'd be kind of dull though, because I'd just be shooting.
Yes, I also agree with that. They also said it's hard to reward skilled gunplay, which I disagree with, because if you have to time your reloads so you don't get shot in 170 level enemies, it's very rewarding if you can pull it off without getting one shot from a heavy gunner. And instead of just continuously shooting and don't having to reload because the reload is just so fast you don't notice it.
Yeah. You're just turning every gun into a bullet hose and it's just pointless. Yeah, this is something I don't like about Overwatch, I think, popularized this. The fact that there's no ammo. You never need to pick up ammo for one. And then the reload speed on a lot of weapons is quite short. Not all of them, but most of them. Like, I just keep thinking of Tracer, which I know, I suppose, is the style of the character, but most of them are really short. You just constantly just shoot, 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 shoot.
I think they all are.
They all are pretty, and well, they definitely, you never pick up ammo, which I think is stupid, because, yeah. So I cannot get behind this person's idea. Also that I can't see the advantage they're suggesting here. They're saying that we should get rid of it or reduce it down to nothing because they just feel it should be. However, I'm going to take the positive though here, and this is something that DE were thinking about. The other thing they're saying is that there should be an increase as you increase with mastery rank. Do we think, I mean, it doesn't have to be a huge reload speed buff. Maybe even just a small one would still be interesting, I think. Do we like the idea of sort of a base stat improving with mastery?
Yeah.
See, that idea I can get behind.
But
I'm not saying what buffs it should be, but
I really like the idea of swapping weapons to be faster.
That's a good one.
Or you could make some new mods that have increased reload speed plus maybe critical chance or status effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have, like, you would use them definitely more than you would use the mods that just have reload speed improvements, because it just takes a mod slot, and if you get rid of it, then maybe it would work.
Yeah, I agree. It's because of the amount of mod slots we have, you're kind of competing for choices. Putting in some more, I think amalgams is the good idea for them all. Maybe just the set mods, where you're having 2 stats on there and it's competing would probably be a much more. Yeah, it wouldn't be as easy to go, oh, I definitely won't go for the speed, but if it's on there as well, yeah, I can get behind that for me. Right, I think we all agree on this.
I think we should go to the replies, yeah. I'm interested to see what the others say.
Handspring, Iron Skin, and Aniros are a few. Which of these things is different? Handspring, Iron Skin, and Aniros. Can you tell the difference? Sorry. Few of many solutions I use. The philosophy I live by when playing Warframe is that if I want to play this game because I like it and want to continue playing it, I do whatever that would make me continue to enjoy it and not hate it. Yeah, that's true. I think what this person's saying though is that there's nothing they. I don't know. They did. I would give the person a lot more, the original person, a lot more weight if they said, I already mod for these things and still I want more. I could get behind them because they're saying they are already doing everything the game gives them, but they feel they still need more. However, it just to me feels like they're like, just give it a reload time because I want to just shoot things. I would have it more, be behind them a bit more. Like this person saying, there are methods you can employ to reduce a lot of the things you might not like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. Seriously, a 3-second reload time on a handheld weapon is drastically long. We might be Space Ninja pirates, but we're not actually shooting black powder muskets here. I think it would take a lot longer than 3 seconds to reload a black powder musket. And last, sorry, sure, the Tsar and its secondary counterpart are the exceptionists. So we're not using black powder muskets here, apart from these black powder weapons. Fair enough.
Three seconds is not that bad. I mean, like, just dodge. In the mighty words of Piccolo, dodge.
Weapon. I wonder if I can get a chart up. Hang on, let's just have a quick weapon comparison. Can I do this by reload time? Please, 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 please. Reload time. Yes, 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 yes. Go. No. Hang on. Goodbye. Right. Okay. There's the longest reload of a primary. Wait, that's bugged. So how many weapons are there? So for some reason the Fulmin is at the top, even though it's only 2 seconds. At 3 seconds there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weapons at 3 seconds. 1 at 3.5, 2 at 3.75, 1 at 4.2, and then the Strun Wraith at 5 seconds reload time. Are we guys okay with that? 3 seconds and longer reload times?
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind a weapon that had a 10-second reload time, but
I don't know, I got that far.
No, but counterbalance to that, it was like a super opticore, like a super big gun.
Yeah.
But it took a long time to reload, and that's one of the negatives to it. There's a trade-off.
Maybe.
Huh? Let's have a quick look at secondaries. There is...
Actually, Sillfix, would you be alright with a 10-second reloading gun?
Yeah, so probably would be a very interesting concept if you make it like an archwing gun, maybe. That's like a very big nuke, and you make the reload really long, but the area of effect damage is really large. Would be very interesting.
It's a really big gun. I like this gun. Let's build this gun. Just for comparison, there's 4 pistols at 3 seconds and 2 at 3.5 seconds. There's not a great deal of weapons this 3-second reload time is affecting, really. I want this Arcwing gun, though.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I think it's not the Fluctus. What's the one that's like a sniper rifle, looks like a sniper rifle, probably should be a sniper rifle, but isn't? The one that charges up and opens up like valves and things.
Oh, no. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
No, the Phaedra's rapid fire. What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
Was it Sillfix?
I think it's the Fluctus, because I used it a lot.
Fluctus?
I think so, yes.
The Velocitus! That's the one. I love it. It's got like these things go that open up like heat exchangers. You think it'd be charging up for a big shot and it just shoots. And it's like, why isn't this not a sniper rifle? I don't know. Hopefully, maybe when
also, isn't it projectile based?
Yeah.
So it's really easy to miss stuff.
Yeah, it's not even hit scan. Yeah, it is. It's awful. But it should. Anyway, right, moving on. Next one. If you want to pull the realism card, then Warframe would also be missing the psychological factor of warfare. Our guns should randomly shoot far off target, and reload should take a random amount of time between 50% and 900% the usual time. We should also freeze and be unable to shoot or move randomly too.
I think this is taking it a little too far, but still, like, I think the less than a second reload time is bullshit. From the original post.
I don't mind reload times. It's if you don't like the reload time, it's that you don't like it should be a negative that you don't like that gun, and you should go use other guns, because there are so many guns in the game now that you could you're spoiled for choice. See, that's another thing. When they're talking about Monster Hunter and Doom, the amount of weapons, the pool of weapons you have is a lot smaller. So it's really important that they balance the reload time of guns like that. But for Warframe, you don't like the longer reload time guns, you don't have to use them. I'm starting to get a feeling that this is a person who wants their cake and gets to eat it as well. They want to have short reload times and use whatever weapon they want. They want the increase in damage, but they don't want to have to pay for it some other way. I'm not really seeing a lot of positive from this person's thing. Anyway,
actually,
last
hold
four.
On. 1 point to make. They are comparing Warframe to a horde shooter. Sorry, to tactical shooters, right?
Yeah.
Things where you have to stop and take cover to reload and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where you don't want to be out in the wilderness where an Anjanath can eat you while you're trying to reload your heavy gun, right?
Yeah, the reload time is actually a really painful thing in Monster Hunter.
Yeah. I think something that this person really, like, the thing that really undermines their whole argument is the simple fact that they stop moving while they're reloading. They're thinking too much like a tactical shooter. I remember playing, like, Loz and I knew this one guy from university, and we were playing Quake 3. Not Loz and I, but me and this other guy. And I just trounced him, because Quake 3 plays similar to Warframe. You don't stop moving. Whereas he was used to playing things like Counter-Strike, where you have to stop moving in order to get a good shot off, because the accuracy is dependent on your movement. So I feel that the fact that this person stops to reload really undermines their comment of reloading should be faster. No, you should learn how to reload while moving. Yeah?
Yeah, there are some actions which can show you reload. I don't think you can bullet jump and reload, or can you? I feel there's some.
You can't.
With some weapons, you can.
Which
ones you need one hand to reload with, I believe.
Oh,
I don't.
Maybe that's something the UI should tell us more. Maybe
I don't think you can double jump while reloading. You can slide while reloading, so you can bullet jump, and then when you're coming out of it, you can reload and stuff like that. But you should never deadpan stop to reload.
Right. Where did I get to? Most of the weapons you can get down to a 1 and 1 and a to 1 to 1.5 reload speed with mods. I don't think this is necessary. Yeah, that's the fair point there that this person's doing, which is why I'm not. I'd give credence to the original poster a lot more if they said, I use all these reloads mods, maybe not even Rivens, and this is, I still feel this needs to do. This person pointed out, if you really do not like reload time, you can mod for that.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, yay, and person like, oh, I don't want to because I'll lose out on X, Y, Z. It's like, yeah, you have to make the choice. You will lose out on a bit of damage, but your reload speed will be higher. And you have the choice.
I still do like the idea that maybe weapon swapping, maybe reload speed, maybe friction, maybe like wall latch time, stuff like that can improve with your mastery rank, but like not a huge amount. You know, maybe 0.5% a mastery rank or 0.25% a mastery rank. Yeah.
Yeah, something small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last 3. Last 2. There's just an extra dash for no reason. Instead of removing nukes, like you suggested, I prefer to just have more flexibility with my gunplay. Yes, it would increase the DPS, and that's kind of the point. I don't need my gun to do all the damage. There are plenty of mods and powers for that already. What I'd like is for weapons to have less reload speed. I prefer more all-round weapon flexibility. It's a bit tricky when you say less reload speed, because it's a number which is, the higher the number, the worse it technically is for your character. So I think they said, I mean, it would reload slower. I think this is what this person's saying. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. I'm a bit confused on that one, so we'll go to the last one. Taking away the reload would just cause DE to balance the weapons on something different, like the fire rate and magazine size. So you would take a weapon with a 3-second reload and adjust it to reload in 1 second. But to balance that, DE would now change it so you have only half of the magazine size and fire it slightly faster, meaning you reload 3 times as often. You would spend just as much time reloading, and instead you would be complaining that magazine size was too small.
I agree.
That's a fair point. So DE only has so many levers to balance these things off. And I like reload time as one of those, so...
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the community replies.
For the topics.
Of the topic. And the end of the topics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, right, okay, cool. Now we're done with that. We're going to move on to the memes. I think we asked...
Oh, cool.
I think we asked a question on that one, didn't we? Oh, no, I don't think we did we? Not? Hold on.
Do you know?
No, we didn't. I don't know what to say. What should the question be?
Do you mind reload? Do you think is reload speed a problem for you in your game?
Do
you mind long reload times?
Speed? And I'd also add on, like, let us know which weapon it's a problem with. Yeah, just shove it in the comments. Cool. So for Sillfix's benefit, Loz is now going away to get the memes.
Right. So I have gone to the meme frame Reddit, and I have chosen from this last week some of the best memes that I have found. If you would like more memes in your week, do go to the Meme Frame Reddit. I know Xeno doesn't like Reddits and doesn't understand them. I understand Twitter fairly well.
This I can get. This like Meme Frame I can get.
Right? Memes I get.
No. Just Meme Frame I can get. Like some kind of cat subreddit I could get. Some corgi subreddit. Okay. Programming language Reddits I could get. I just don't get the Warframe one.
Well, people need to paste things like their fashion frame and their random picture from Captura, and then not pay attention to like an amazing video that someone has made.
Also, just on a slight, so there's two side notes before we get into the memes. Right, one, did you know that they moved Vor from Vor's prize from Mercury to Earth? His assassination mission is no longer on Mercury; it's on Earth, so you can complete Vor's prize on Earth.
Really?
Yeah. So you don't have to go to Venus and Mercury to go.
Where is he?
So he has his own node, right? So they create a node just to assassinate him. So then he will.
So so you come out of doing Vor's prize.
You're still on Earth.
The node is on Earth, and you can see it. And do you have to do it? Can you do it right away, or
no? To complete Vor's prize, that's what you have to do, right? I've been playing on the Switch.
I just mean that is it a node you can fight right away when you get to the map and you can see Vor's prize, or does it appear?
No, it appears when you're at the point.
But then shouldn't I still be able to see it, or is it not attached?
No, it's only part of the quest. Then it goes back. So he goes back to Mercury.
Huh?
Yeah, that was weird. And the second thing, I forgot because that was really important to say.
Isn't one of the things for... Oh no.
I remember now.
You now just have to complete Susei on Mercury, which is... So to get through the Earth to Venus Junction, you used to have to go to Venus Mercury to go do Vor before you could come back and do it. But now, it just says complete Suisei on Mercury. So you're just going to do some random mission, then come back. Huh.
Right. So, there's another point. Did you know that the lens is not a silent weapon? Not the arrow, just loosing. It is loose. When you release the arrow. Yeah. That is not a silent action.
Okay.
But firing the Bazzer is.
The Bazzer? Which one's the Bazzer?
The submachine gun.
Bazzer.
Think an MP5 SD. A suppressed machine gun. Submachine gun.
I'm trying to remember it in my head. I can't remember what it looks like. Is it Grenier or is it?
No, it's like Tenno.
How do you spell it?
Bazar? Or is it just BA's?
Is it a rifle?
No, it's a submachine gun. It's a primary weapon.
It's a rifle, though, yeah.
Well, I think they classified it as like a submachine gun.
Oh, they even say, yeah, submachine gun, yeah. Yeah, well, that's...
It's a bow. Firing the... Unless the arrow is screaming while you're loosening it, like, I don't understand how it is not silent.
But, well, it's not a typical bow.
That's true.
You don't technically have a string, so maybe it's the energy surrounding the arrow that makes a sound.
Damn it, you make sense. Right, so should we move on to the memes?
I bet the Bazzer actually does make a sound in game though, when it shoots. It's not like, or is it actually a silent sounding gun?
No. It makes a sound.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I was on. Is that I love it. Is it a silent gun? Does it make a silent sound effect by bass, or does it still go?
No. It is suppressed. It is suppressed. Right.
Right. Okay.
But it's still louder than fucking loosening an arrow from the lens. Anyway, moving on. Memes.
I just to change, actually, just complete on that. I think the reason for that is that the lens does make an explosion at the other end, and I think it's to I remember for a while the Ogress technically was a silent gun because even though it exploded, it technically was silent because they didn't make it. The rocket didn't make any sound. I think they've changed that now, and I think that's the lens. Though you say it's the loosening the arrow,
check the
I think
toncle.
it's trying to. It's kind of like if there's explosions nearby, the people will be like, "Oh no, there's explosions! Oh, there's they'll look around and go, "Oh, there's someone shooting at."
I need to check the toncle.
I think it's fair enough, but
anyway.
I think it's a gameplay limitation thing.
Anyway, buttons.
Right, so I've pasted the memes into. Let's get to the memes.
What
try to fit
the
up
hell?
time. Let's see what you're doing. Right, so meme frame review. Let's go on to the first meme. All these memes I say again from our meme frame. So we'll start with the first one. Have you got that? You found them?
Yeah,
Suki?
Oh, sorry. Sillfix.
Yeah, I have.
Cool. Sillfix. Sorry, frame. Fix. Right. First one. How it feels to play Warframe for the first time. And then so we've got a race with a lot of supercars that are all mastery rank 19 and above, up to 27 or something. And there's this one standard car in there, mastery rank 1. And yes, I imagine that's what it is. Does feel like for new players is that you probably look around and find that a lot of people around you have high mastery rank and look pretty amazing in their gear, and you're sitting there in your basic stuff. But you change quickly. You find someone like me and you just get given stuff. But anyway, next meme. So we'll turn on to the next one. Hates them so much. And I found a Marvel meme because we've got to have a Marvel meme. I don't think I went for the JoJo meme. I didn't get it this week, the JoJo memes.
Do you get any of the JoJo? You've not watched JoJo?
I have.
Pretty sure you have.
I'm a bit behind. Yeah, I have.
How far have you watched?
You made me watch like 3 seasons of it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, thingy Ripple, and then why is it Ripple, and then they change it from Wave, and I got annoyed. I tell you when I stopped. Stopped when they were like, oh, it's all about British guys. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's a British. It's like, oh, he's going to be a Japanese guy now. I'm like,
that's not even after the first season.
No, it is. It's past the first season.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I watched a lot of stuff.
But you said that's like the beginning of the second season.
Might have been the beginning of the second season. I hated it. All right, I think I watched, but I was like,
you watched what?
You better. I think I might have continued, but that was like, oh, if you don't do well now, this is one pin of death in you.
But Jotaro's the best one. Anyway.
Okay, well, I was impressed.
Second one.
Anyway, 100 stacks of mutation on Nidus. Nullifier.
All right.
Well, actually, a lot of people complain and said that if you only lose 50, you're too slow, scrub, and things like that. So I however, don't play Nidus, so I don't know how quickly you use stacks, but that's apparently how it feels. Right, next meme number 3. Right, okay, I made a compromise here. There's been a lot of memes this week about Area 51, and I hope you guys know about the Area 51 memes going about. Apparently, everyone's going to storm Area 51 with like 100 or 200,000 people, I think, in September. So there's lots of memes about it.
No, try 2 million.
Is it 2 million people now?
Yeah, it's like a million people confirmed and another million maybe. And the idea is that they're going to Naruto run.
Yes, to dodge past the guards. It's true. Right.
Yes.
I can't wait to see how.
Hold on. Sillfix, do you know about this?
Yes, I know. I've seen it all over Twitter.
Right. Are you guys aware of the one military guy that did like a 2-3 second video where basically it's a briefing about this? So they have to have a briefing in case this actually happens. And apparently, like the message was, "Thanks, guys."
Oh, so some guy's like, I'm now having to go to a meeting
because you guys have put this on Facebook. Yeah.
Right. Well, I there was a lot of memes on it on the meme frame Reddit, but I pushed down to just one which I felt was a bit of quality time had been put into it. Looks like DE is really into the memes. Got this from their original Facebook page. Warframe Tenno, a new alert is available. Area 51, sabotage Grenier. I wish they put the date on it. That would have made it better. Oh. There you go.
Right. Is that 4?
That's 3.
Okay, 4.
Number 4. Orders be like cosmic background radiation ambient noise for 12 hours on YouTube for you to listen to.
Wow.
It's sad how people don't know what's good music anymore.
How have 68 people viewed this? Like 68,000 people. That's what I meant to say.
I'm tempted to listen to it now. They probably haven't listened. I'd like to see the drop off. It's I see noise. 10 seconds drop off rate. Most like 90% of people.
Wow.
Right. Fifth. Go on to fifth meme.
Okay.
This I felt was a classic that's been brought back, and I just thought, but you get that, you know, the Me and the Boys meme, right?
Yeah.
Right, so it's the Me and the Boys meme. Me and the Boys playing Warframe, and it's just so true, man. It's just so true. There's you in your pimped out Excalibur with your wolf Nightwave armor and on Umbra, and last logged on 310 days, 352 days, 361 days. So sad. In fact, let's just go. If I go, I don't know if he's logged on. It'll be sad if he logged on. If I go to the clan.
Yeah, Vox has logged on.
Oh, is Vox logged on?
Yeah, because he was the only person that I knew that was lower than MR10. Or was it MR9?
He was like on 70 or something, 700 or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on a crazy number of days. But he was the only person I knew that met the requirements of something to do with a topic that I could validate it. Everyone else was above it. And I was like, dude, is there any chance you could actually test this for me? I was like, yeah. And yeah.
I go to my list of friends and I'm like, the highest one, 1,350 days. One day they'll log in. One day.
Is that weaponized assault?
No. Oh, I don't have weaponized assault on my list anymore.
Oh, maybe got rid of it. Anyway, no, but you kicked everyone, didn't you?
No, I kicked a lot of people from my list. That's why, yeah.
Right, okay.
But anyway, there we go. So we're going to foam of the week. So sixth meme.
Oh, I've seen this one as well.
DE's taking it too far. Stop him before it's too late. And I love memes that have a little bit of basis. And obviously, Elon Musk, I think, was looking into a chip you can put into your brain to control computers, which would be cool and crazy at the same time. Elon Musk said the final glow of his technocyte experimentations is to allow humans to achieve a bioorganic augmented humans that will not fail to stop the sentient threat. Elon Musk announced his plan to merge humans with technocyte virus.
Yep.
And I'm like, yes. Yep. Would be Vice, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Right, that's it for the 6 memes of this week. Now for Xeno to put, oh no, not a crazy amount of community shoutouts for
9.
Come on, man, you can chop that down.
Nah. Right.
I could just sit here spamming memes all day, but I ain't got...
Right, moving on to the first one.
Creme of memes.
Right. I got captured by Zanuka by Joey Zero. Joey didn't know... Yeah, no, it makes sense. Shut up.
Time's not at the start.
What? Oh, god damn it. No, that's pretty much it. What do you mean it's not at the start?
It's not at the start of the video. It's 3 minutes, 40 seconds in.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll fix that.
I'm just telling you, man. Unless you're trying to make a point at something at 3 minutes, 40 seconds in.
No, but one thing I did... So, out of interest, Sillfix, did you know about getting players getting captured by the Zanuka Harvester?
Yes, I knew.
Right, okay. Before this video?
Yes.
Yep, okay. Loz, please tell me you knew.
Well, unless they've changed it since the Jupiter rework.
No, they haven't.
Is there anything new?
No.
Well, of course I knew. I knew when it came out. Like,
right, okay. Joey did not know about this.
Oh!
Right?
I'll throw a pie first.
Not only that, right? He never found out you could throw an unarmed punch in this. He decided to kill things using his bullet jump electric explosion. So he stood next to them and then bullet jumped away. I was just like, you pressed every button. You even checked to see if you could go in your operator, but you didn't try and throw a bloody punch.
Could he go as an operator? I've not seen it since then.
No.
Right, he couldn't. Okay.
Right. But the hilarious thing is, there's been so many forum posts about this. This one thing, where it's the only time in the entire game where you could throw a punch and not have a melee weapon. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, and people would like it. Well, if I look at my weapon, can I have this? Yeah, I don't understand why they can't put. I really think you should be able to have this melee system for unequipped, and so you can sort of unarmed your way in. It really does make sense. I don't understand the reluctance on it. There probably is a reason they won't explain to us, but which I'm going to give the benefit of that one. Right, but there's Joe's video on it, which looks fun.
All right. Second community shout out is this Gardener Wisp by Two Spline.
I had this idea for a while of Wisp being a gardener with all her moats, probably good friends with Nidus as they share a love for more exotic flora. Ah.
It's really cute.
The third community shout-out is Framecast number 8 by Michelle Postma.
Are you in there as well?
Yeah, but I'm not worth mentioning.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's another Warframe podcast, guys. The
In case you wanted more.
fourth community...
Also, the Cephalon Squared. Those dudes are awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
The fourth community shout-out is Warframe Inertia by Lundus. Londons. They're watching it. Pretty cool. Loz is like, I don't get it. Or he's frozen.
I've watched 27 seconds of it. That's really awesome.
Yep.
And I love it. What's wrong with that? I get that. It's really cool. They've timed it perfectly.
No, I
love neon aesthetic.
was just putting in non-dead air.
However, makes me miss Porphy.
Yes. We don't know where he is. Not that he's dead. Right.
His blade never landed. Sorry, no. No, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
The fifth community shout out is this gorgeous Frike Nidus by Bleached Rainbows.
Oh.
Wow.
After hours upon hours of working, here's the final version of Frike Nidus ink drawing.
That's really detailed.
It's kind of like too much detail. I'm kind of glad that they smoked the arm so you can't actually see through it, and even further detail, because I think you'd kind of get lost.
Makes me think of the Berserk manga.
The sixth community shout out is this On Your Left by Pascal. I'm sure you get it.
Is one a Vault?
Yeah, the one on the left is the deluxe
No,
Vault.
I don't get it. Nah.
And then the one on the right is the Formula 1 frame.
Nah.
What?
That's not Vault.
Oh, God. Moving on. The seventh community shout out is this gorgeous Rhino by Karu. Or is it Kuru? Oh, I'm sure.
Rhinos to get the beefy boy out of my system. Wait. What have they put here? BFF plus leader, good friend. Leader, Plat something man. BFF. Can't read that. Okay, whatever. They've also made a weird love triangle between other frames. Okay, it's really cool though.
Yep.
Love that middle pose actually. That's really cool.
The eighth community shout out is this gorgeous Excalibur by Sun.
I love that. That's cool. Bit creepy and I love it. But what makes me think of something, I think at one point DE did say that we were going to get to keep the damage to your frame from war. I seem to remember that, them saying it, but it never did happen. This just makes me...
That would be interesting.
But, you know, it's going to be, to make it more personal, the frame you took into the second dream gets a scar, which you could remove, I think, if you want, but it was like, you know, as a badge of honor kind of thing. But that never came.
Is it the War Within, you mean?
No, the second dream.
Second dream?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
With War, and he pulls the blade apart.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to get like a scar for it, but nothing ever came of
that. I do remember them like commenting on how the first Iron Man movie, he sort of like took the battle damage and he just continued to have it, which is really nice. And then the ninth community shout out is this gorgeous Saren Prime by Sillfix. Please tell me that is Saren Prime.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I thought
Another experiment with brushes. Accidentally deleted all of my brush presets. That's why I'm doing this. Ha ha. That's awesome.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm just going to silence it. That's awesome. How long did that take you?
About 2 hours. 1 to 2.
It's just a doodle.
I never should ask, should I? I should just not ask. I'll just sit here and just nod. Just it's just 2 hours. Just 2 hours. I just done this in 2 hours. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Just a doodle. Just a sketch.
That's fine.
To be honest, I'm wondering how long it took you to actually pixel up your face so much so you look like a 90s point-and-click adventure game.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, well, yeah, it's very hard. I took years of practice and experimentation to get the right pixelization skills of my face, apparently.
Genuinely, I cannot see your eyes. You do look like you're one of the LucasArts pixel point-and-click adventure games.
Okay.
Right, okay, so that's it for community shoutouts. So the last thing for the show is we're going to do the quote, and then we're going to sign off. So, are you guys ready?
Oh, sorry, before you do it, I just want to complain that I just close the topics. The inertia video, please, people go in the description and watch that. It's really awesome. 313 views is criminal.
Yep.
And I'm going to sub to this person right now. That means more. That's a lot of cool effort there. Right, sorry. Xeno for the quote. Let's hear it, man.
All right, you guys ready?
Dog.
Yes.
Cool.
Thumbs.
I know what you're thinking. I'm so glad I left that parental lock on. But that's where you'd be wrong. Your kiddo is already in and browsing 4chan. And believe it or not, Warframe is a family game. True story. And every big DE game starts with gratuitous murder. Dark Sector, Unreal Tournament, Epic Pinball.
This is Deadpool.
Is it?
I don't know, is it?
Is it?
You're supposed to answer the questions. I give you suggestions. Is it this? Yeah?
You're asking me, is it Deadpool?
Is it Deadpool? Yeah.
It's not Deadpool.
Deadpool 2?
It's Deadpool 2.
Okay. Right, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I had no clue until you said the start thing, and I was like, oh, every good movie starts with a black screen. I think, is it a Deadpool reference?
No, that's actually a Lego Batman reference.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I was completely wrong. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Deadpool is every good film starts with a vicious murder.
Oh, really?
Yes.
God,
That's the line.
Right.
It's where he blows himself up.
Was that the second one?
Yes.
Ah.
I said it's Deadpool 2.
Ah. Right.
No? Never mind.
Sorry, I'm being pixelated.
Anyway, right. So, anyway, thank you very much, Sillfix, for being on the show. It's been absolutely lovely having you on. If you
Thanks
want,
for having me.
yeah, if you want to go check out Sillfix, where can they find you?
On Twitter or DeviantArt.
And what's your handle?
What did you say?
What is your handle on DeviantArt or Twitter?
Just Sillfix. Like, in the description where you have my community shoutout listed.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
That's spelt Sillifx for anyone else who just wants to search it. 2 L's.
Isn't it Sillfix?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said a third I.
Sillifix.
You said Sillifix.
Oh, did I miss the F? Okay.
No. You said
focusing on the L's.
You said
2 L's.
one too many I's.
Okay. Was I IFI, did I? Okay. SI 2 L's.
Yes. Yeah. You did.
FIX. There you go.
Yeah. I think. I don't know anymore. I'm confused. Right. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next week for the big 300, where we actually have Joey Zero, DE Bear, and Hydroxate, unless any one of them decide to change their mind. And we'll find out next week whether or not I was successful in getting any special giveaways. Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week. As I said, Where's the ad?
Have you worked out how many hours it would take to watch back to back all the episodes at this point?
No, but I'm pretty sure YouTube could easily tell me.
You should work that out for next week.
Okay. Not sure why. Why? Loz is crying.